bakeries in downtown Mountain View. The first one was Alexander's Patisserie.
Then we went to Hong Kong Bakery and Maison Alizé.
Can you tell me a bit about the restaurant number 1, Alexander's?
So I think the atmosphere was generally really nice. The wait time was a bit unnerving. It was quite a long wait, but the people there were extremely helpful, and in terms of actually getting the pastry itself, it was pretty quick.
But I did order a hot chocolate and they forgot it, and it took like 10 or 15 minutes to get it, but other than that it was a pretty good experience.
So what would you kind of rate the customer service out of 10?
Like 7 to 8.
7 to 8?
It just felt fancy, you know, there were really nice linens, the chairs were high quality, everything was either glass or diamond or gold, so things like that.
I agree.
Let's try out the food.
So we got a pan au raisin.
It's a French baked good.
I don't really care.
I don't like it.
No, you're not done. I would love a bit, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Alright.
as you see, there are raisins all throughout the inside of it, and it's nice. And it's like flaky and buttery, which means that they use a specific type of pastry, which I don't know the name of, but it's something really fancy. I can tell you that.
I'm pretty sure there's also custard inside.
There's custard inside.
There's custard inside.
I don't think there is.
I think there is. That's custard.
That's really good.
Really good.
I love raisins and just cranberries as well. So this is just something, like I went to Europe over the summer and this is like the one thing that I would consistently get.
No, I don't really like raisins, but I like them in this pastry. And I think the pastry is really good. It's really flaky and nice to eat, and it falls apart. And the custard, which is in the pastry, definitely, I think also adds to just like elevates the pastry.
Right. It's also like a decent size for the price, which I think was like $7. And so you get the bang for your buck, and it's not like a ripoff. So I think you should definitely go to Alexander's Patisserie and order this if you see it. It's nice and flaky. It's a little bit crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. Sweet. Yeah. This was $7, which, like I said, like you get a lot of product, but there were some things that are
Extremely overpriced.
yeah, like there were cubes of chocolate that were maybe like 2 inches long, and it was like $3. I don't
4
know.
pieces was $72, so I feel like that's a little bit, you know, on the higher level.
But it's all high quality, so it
That's
depends
true.
on what your priorities are.
Exactly.
All right, out of 10, what do you rate it?
I would give it a 9 out of 10. I really like the taste of it. I think the pastry is nice and flaky. I like the flavor of it. However, I think there could be a little less custard because it's kind of soggy a little bit on the inside.
Overall, how would you rate your experience there?
My rating of the pastry itself, I would say like a 9.5. It's probably the best like pan au raisin that I've ever had. There's not anything that I would kind of knock it down for. I think it was just a really good pastry.
Oh, you said there wasn't any custard.
I didn't see it, Myesha. Well, okay. There could be more custard.
Okay.
There could be more.
Anyways, my overall experience, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, particularly because I did not order a hot chocolate, and I didn't have to wait for my hot chocolate. And this is a really yummy pastry overall, and the atmosphere was nice.
I would give the total experience a 7 because my hot chocolate, they gave me the wrong size, so I am now down $1.50. And they also used Ready Whip, which if I'm paying $7 for a hot chocolate, I don't think that I should. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it wasn't the best hot chocolate in the world, but the pastry was really good.
Editor's note here. I really liked it.
You got
It's
this.
not happening.
No, you got this.
Wow, you're really struggling there.
I got it.
She got it.
You don't worry about it. It's open.
We got a coffee
Eclair.
eclair.
Okay.
It won't fall.
It's fine.
Okay. Should I lift it?
Yeah.
I think it's glued. Oh, it's taped. That's so nice. Okay. Here we have the coffee eclair.
Shoe pastry.
It's choux pastry, and it's typically filled with some type of cream. In this case, I'm assuming coffee. Oh, I'll leave that.
I gotta focus on it. There you go.
Why does yours look like that? My coat was better, significantly
All right.
better.
At
Okay.
least mine didn't fall on the table.
Okay, you guys.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a coffee fan. She's not. So I think that the pastry is a little.
I paid $8.75 for that. That was Nah.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit overbaked, and honestly, if you just look at the color,
Yeah, it might just also be old.
I think the cream is really good though. That's what I will say. Like that, like this thing in the inside, not the top frosting, but the middle cream is really good. This is completely stale, or it's just like rock hard. Like,
Yeah, and I will say the coffee beans are nice for decoration, but no one's gonna be eating. Oh,
oh, it's so good. Oh, it's chocolate.
oh, it's chocolate.
It's chocolate.
Never mind. I didn't enjoy it that much. It wasn't bad, but I didn't love it. The atmosphere inside the bakery was really nice. They had little jars of jam and everything. It was really pretty. However, the line was like really long, and whenever we were standing, there would always be someone trying to come behind us and have to move, you know? So like a little bit more spacious, you know?
And another issue that I had is that they wouldn't tell you the price wasn't listed in front of the pastry that you were buying, so you had to either specifically ask or just be surprised. And this was obviously like roughly $8, and for the size, which was like almost like 3 times what I'm holding up, and the quality, I think it should have been something more like 5 or 6.
I agree.
The patisserie itself was pretty nice, not as nice as Alexander's, but still nice nonetheless. But I think that this is a little bit overbaked, and it's not what I expected it to be, and not like what we paid for.
Exactly. I agree. Experience, I'd give it around a 6.5 out of 10. I think the patisserie itself was like, it was a nice atmosphere. However, it was a bit crowded. I was not a huge fan of the pastry. So, and all in all, I'd give it around a 6.5, yeah.
If I give this like a 7, which is maybe a little bit generous, like a 7, then I would rate the overall experience around a 7 as well. Not anything crazy, but not anything that I can specifically be mad at. But they did give us,
They gave us 2 forks.
and a knife that are silver.
And they look like, they look real.
They do.
And they were generous, and you'll see why. You'll see.
You'll see
You'll
why.
see why.
Keep watching.
The last bakery we went to was Hong Kong Bakery, and we got this, I think it's like a raspberry slice cake, and we only bought one, right? We only bought one thing from the bakery. This was around $4.
I go up to the cashier person, and I'm like, and she gave us a fork, and I asked for another one because obviously there's 2 of us,
Yeah.
and our
Vendor, so-
and so she kind of angrily looks at me and goes, "You only bought one thing. You can only get one fork." And then she pulls out this little number, chopsticks.
So chopsticks for this right here, which, no,
It's a good
but
deal.
it's okay, you know, because we have these really nice forks.
I mean, the presentation could be better, but this is $4, so let
It feels a little bit soggy, but again, for the price. You said you liked it.
I said I
wanted
like
to get a sesame
raspberry.
bowl, and I'm allergic to sesame.
I don't like
so
sesame,
let's be real.
so it's fine.
All right.
Okay, we need to, let's put it,
Wait, let's just, okay,
Should we put it
yeah,
in the box?
let's just put it in the box. Or let's put it in the box. It's fine. All right, I'll use.
no.
Are you gonna use the chopsticks?
I'm gonna use
Why not just use the fork?
She gave us the chopsticks. We're gonna use the chopstick. So it's a big slice, Myesha.
I'm feeling confident.
That is gonna be okay. 3, 2, 1.
It kind of tastes more like sweet bread to me. Well, I get like kind of a cakey flavor, but the texture is more
Not a
like
bit.
bread.
Is that a bit?
And it's not bad necessarily.
It's not. It's interesting. I don't know. It tastes like custard. It's like a thick custard. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that,
The jam is really good.
yeah, the jam is really good, and I think there's a good ratio of jam to bread cake.
You know what?
Actually,
I feel like this was worth $4.
I agree with
Yeah.
that, but I could stand to have more jam. I'm a really big jam person, especially raspberry jam, which is what this is.
She puts jam on her ice cream.
All right, that's an
You
onion.
put jam on your ice
She
cream?
puts, she puts Cheerios on her ice cream.
She put Cheerios and jam on her ice cream?
It's a unique. Okay, moving on. The flavor of the cake itself, I think it's baked well and it's nice and airy. But it could have been sweeter, or it could have been like you have to choose one, and it's kind of in the middle. So it's not as sweet as I would have liked it to be.
I agree. In terms of the atmosphere of the bakery, it is really small, which is not necessarily something we can control. However, I will say that, in my opinion, it smelled like gasoline. So it was a little unnerving when I walked in. I was a little bit.
Yeah, it did smell like gasoline weirdly enough, and This, like, going back to the pastry, it's like the jam isn't really sweet and the pastry isn't really sweet, so none of it is really sweet, but it tastes good.
It's refreshing.
Right.
It's refreshing.
After a lot of sweetness, it's nice.
I think it's worth it for what we paid. A 6 out of 10, particularly just because of the customer service. I think the customer service could have been a little bit better. You know, I generally don't think that 2 forks are harder to come by than, you know, I mean, these were helpful in the end, but were they? Yes, they were so helpful, but you know, 2 forks might have been better. I give it a 6 out of 10.
I give this a 5.75. Downtown Mountain View is a really nice hotspot for food. If you're gonna go anywhere, I would say go to Alexander's. It has the best pastries in my opinion. Even if it's a little bit pricier, I think for the experience and the aura and the food that you're getting, it's gonna be worth it. Just don't get the hot chocolate.
I agree. I personally like the Alexander's Patisserie the best. I think the atmosphere of the cafe is really nice, as well as just the food in general. As you saw, maybe not the hot chocolate, but as for my recommendation, I would say Alexander's Patisserie was the best.
This is Ella Persky and
Myesha Phukan.
thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.